Hi everyone, it's Pete here. So today I'm going to start building the Tamiya Subaru Brat. Okay, so I've got my little work area set up. I've got the first few bits out. I tend to put the parts into little tubs to make them easier to get at. It's got the instructions, got a beer, and got the box easy to hand over here. So let's get cracking. Okay, so from what I understand, this car can't really take a powerful brushless system, so I've just got this Tamiya torque tune motor to go in it. I've also got a Tamiya TBLE 02 speed controller. I've alternatively got this one. I'm not sure what make it is, seems to be unbranded, but if it's waterproof I might use that one instead. I've got ball bearings to go in. I'm not sure if this was the ball bearing set for this car, but anyway, they're all that size, so they should be fine. And got a steering servo, pretty bog standard sort of steering servo there. So I've got these little side cutters for trimming things off the trees there, and then tend to sort of tidy them up with a craft knife. So you've got the Tamiya little spanner you get in the kit, and standard screwdrivers. What I tend to do is to stick a little magnet on the side of the screwdriver to make it magnetised so you can pick up the parts easier. Okay, so step one, we need 4 of these from bag A and 2 of those from bag B and a couple of those from metal rod bag. Unlike the modern kits where you open bag A and it sees you through several steps, you're already using parts from A, B, and I've looked ahead of step 2 and you're looking at bag C, bag D and bag E, so you kind of got to open all the bags straight away pretty much. So we need to get this half of the chassis here. Okay, we're attaching that bit C3 and that attaches up there, it looks like, with the big fat self-tapping screws. Yeah, it's quite tough to tap those in there, but that's in there. Okay, so then there's that MR7, which is that there, which is attached with one of these little machine screws, BB6. Does that go in that one, I think? Okay, and then we've got this A8 part here, and that goes, it looks like it goes in there, because there's that sort of, what do you call that, like a bump there, and I think that goes in that slot there, so it goes in there, that seems right. There's those little bits there, MR3, which have got the hexagonal ends, they go in there. Now this part here, it's got sponge tape attached to it, and I've just been through the kit, I can't find the sponge tape, so I'll leave that, I can stick it on later. So onto this bit where we put the 2 halves together. Right, we've got this bit here, so that goes that way up with those bumps at the top, I think, yeah, so that's kind of goes in there. It's going to be difficult to hold this all together, isn't it? And then we've got this bit now, where does that go? So it's that way up, so it looks like it goes just in there, but there's nothing specific for that to slot into, so I can only assume that later on it will all become apparent. But anyway, that can go, so it's about there. Do that for now, I can always undo it later if it's wrong. So now we've got the difficult job of sort of holding it all together while I put the other screws in. I have to sort of fiddle about here a bit, I think. So that one needs to go in there, that's kind of in there. So to fill that into there. That. Right, I think that's all the bits. So let's get the machine screw in first, because that'll be easiest, I think. In there. And then let's say you've got the chunky self-tappers that go in the other side of that one there. Okay, so I think that's step 1. Okay, so step 2, you're attaching these MP3s to these MP2s, and it looks like you do the same thing but the opposite way round, like that. And it's showing up in this diagram here. They're at right angles, and you've got these sort of non-slip washers to stop that from spinning, and it's held together with the BE4s and the BD5s, and oh, and another non-slip washer there. So let's just put them together. This is quite a fiddle actually. Right, I just realised I brought these nuts out of the bag D, and what I need actually with these smaller ones here, so I've got the right ones now, so let's put this together. Okay, that's at right angles. That's solid. And let's do the other side. Okay, so I think those are right. Okay, so step 3, you're attaching these uprights to these bits you made earlier. So they've helpfully stamped R and L on them so you can get them the right way around. So you need those, and you need these little machine screws to attach them, so yeah, there's 2 each side of those. So let's just attach those, and they're putting a bit of grease on. Notice they've given ceramic grease in this kit. I don't know why you get different greases in different kits, but anyway, I'll use that because that's what they've given me. Okay, so what is those? I think that's correct. Right, the second part of step 3, you've got these H3, H2 parts. I don't know if it matters which way round they go. You've got these that they're calling radius arms, and that screw and those nuts. Sort of struggling to understand how this suspension works really. I don't know what these do or what these knobbly bits here do, but I'm just going to stick it together how they say, and hopefully it'll be right. Goes there, and then the radius arm goes in there. So that's that. They're saying leave small gaps. I guess they mean just so that moves easily like that. So yeah, let's just do the other side. That goes there. Well, I think that's right. So yeah, let's move on. Right, so on step 4, there's quite a lot going on here. I think I'm starting to understand how the suspension might work on this now. So it's got these springs that go into the chassis here, and they push on this, and I think that is going to end up pushing on that, on the suspension arm. Because I always wondered where the springs were on a Brat or a Frog. I think that's how that works, but we'll find out in a minute. Right, let's do this bit first. So we've got the C13 there, you've got the 27mm screw there, it goes through there. I'm impressed with this, look, it's hop up colour, blue. Nice lot of metal parts on this kit, I've got to say. That goes on there. Then we've got this little threaded bit here. Ah, there you go. Right, so that screws into there. Then put that onto there. So that is that. Right, so need to put a bit of AW grease on these bits, and then they go into there, and then that goes on the chassis like that, I think. Let's do it loose because I've got to get that bit there in between them like that. So let's just do both halves loose and then try and sandwich that bit in between. That then needs to go in between these two stays like that, I guess. Hold that together. Right, feels solid, and those bits will push in. Okay, so step 5 looks quite simple on the face of it. So you're just attaching the suspension that we made earlier to the chassis with these step screws, which are BD1s, and the nuts BD5. So let's just do that. Right, that works. I can feel the spring effect there, so that's good. So step 6, we're attaching these radius arms onto the chassis with step screws and washers, and we're attaching the bumper to the chassis with some self-tapping screws, and there's a bit of reinforcing plate there. I'm not exactly sure what these radius arms do. Right, stick the bumper on. Okay, I think that is that. Okay, so the front end seems fine, the suspension works. Now I've just been through the box again and I found the tape for the battery tray, so I'll just stick a bit of tape on there. Now one thing I noticed, originally I put this the wrong way up, and then I put it the right way up but the wrong way round, and now I think it's the right way up and the right way round. Okay, I think that's probably enough for part 1 of the video, so thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.